Hey, it is 5:30 on January 23rd, 2017, so I'll call the meeting of the Ayer Board of Health to order. And my first very important statement to say, and wherever you're hiding, Roger Goodell, we are going to our 9th Super Bowl.
I'm sure he's tuned in. Yeah.
The 7th for Brady and Belichick. So that's the important news of the day. Everything else is minor in comparison to that. Okay, so Roger hasn't come through the door to say where he's hiding, so, and there's nobody else here. He's keeping a low profile. So, we have, did Bridget bring over her?
Yes, it's in the board.
Which one?
In ABOH. It's in the buff colored, the neutral.
Okay. All right. Nobody here for public input. So we'll start with our health inspector. She's doing a lot of food inspections. This is kind of the time of the year. And so we have, let's see, she did McDonald's and she found 2 critical violations. Tiny's, she found, and sometime when they sound critical, you think, oh my gosh, let's see, you know, she might go in and the dispenser is, you know, empty on there, et cetera, et cetera. Sometime, okay, let's see, at McDonald's, ice machine needs to be repaired. Mop and bucket fell upon arrival. Dirty water was around. Puddle under the unit drain. Leaky repairs. Walk-in cooler doesn't latch, so please repair it. But she said the kitchen was neat and clean. Tiny's. Chipping, peeling, paint, repair. Walls, please replace as necessary near 3-day, and obtain allergy training. So they must have some new people that haven't had that. Kitchen was neat and clean. The high school, just 2 minor things. Apple Valley, nothing. Neshoba Valley Hospital, just 1 thing, again, the ice machine. Wujon, oh dear, 5. Food products in cooling places need to be covered. All food prep employees must wear hats or hairnets. Do not cover food with towels. Use only food grade materials. Meats in freezer must be covered. No eating in food prep area, so she had 5 there. Let's see, and then there's some renewals for food service establishment, and this is Changji Market. And okay, so we did discuss this, absolutely. So we did discuss this short while ago, compassionate care, and we knew he was going to start doing the baking. So she has given him the food permit. So he had notified her that was coming. Okay. All right, and this is 16 West Street, Apartment A, and it's to Mill Street LLC, and they're at 4 Joyce Circle in Shrewsbury. And this is violations that she has found in the apartment, so obviously she got a call from the tenant.
Yeah.
So she sent a certified letter. So this gives them generally 30 days. So let's see, exterior yard and the porch, the floor in the kitchen needs to be fixed. Oh dear, maggots in the kitchen.
Oh, jeez.
Hole in the back wall in the bedroom. Hall stairs need to be fixed. So there's a number of violations there. So she mailed that out, and that went in December. So we should be hearing
Yeah.
very soon on that.
Yeah.
And then this was the permit for Pine Knoll Mobile Park. That's just the renewal of the permit.
Yeah.
Hillside. Okay. And then Dunkin' Donuts. And let's see. And then this is just the notification, and this is on 66 Westford Road, and we heard about this. It's Modern Pest Control that is doing the work on the McNiff Farm. So,
Do we have an update on
the
timeframe?
selectmen did that at their last meeting, and I think it's going very well. If you drive back, it looks certainly a lot different if you go down there. And I believe that they were doing it still every day.
So it's like an ongoing process?
According to the town administrator, when one of the residents asked, it could be close to a year before the final whole thing is done
Yeah.
now. So, that's
I mean, as
that.
far as like the pests, rats and all that, is that part of it done?
That's what they're doing. That's a
Yeah.
whole thing.
I
It's
bet
a
that
whole.
takes
So
a
it's
while.
it
really,
takes a-
so it's not a,
It takes a long while.
Wow.
Now, I think I might have missed these two up here, so.
I don't know why I thought it would be like a quick
I think it depends on the
poisoning or
severity.
how they do it, yeah.
Yeah.
And I also asked her if she had heard any more about, remember we had heard maybe a restaurant on Main Street. She's heard nothing more,
yeah.
nothing more up on West Main Street. The apartment on East Main Street, the environmental people were there for 2 days last week. She has, they do have a civil court date for the 6th, but if everything gets certified before, she'll just cancel that.
Okay.
But that was 30,
So they're getting the
38,
let out. They're
38 East Main.
doing
Yeah.
the abatement. Okay.
Yeah, so that's, I think, pretty much everything that we had brewing.
I think so.
Okay,
I can't think of anything else in particular.
so now you did not, I had you down for the RAB meeting,
Right.
and
but
you didn't
my
get there.
trusty backup did.
Okay, so
So
Yeah,
I'll give
it was-
mine to you, Jane, so that you can post on the.
Okay,
I should have grabbed more copies of that. There
that's
were,
okay.
it was a quicker meeting than it was the last time, Pam.
Yeah.
Because I think that must have been a pretty intensive update, the last one we went to. It seemed to take longer and there were a lot more
It
questions.
seems the
Bless you.
PSA thing came up for the first time at the last
Yeah.
meeting.
I'm trying to think. there was just a lot of slides, and it showed that, it was just the update on the Shepleys. Concerned about I can't even say it.
Don't
Yeah.
even bother.
Yeah.
PFAs.
That, PFAs at the Moore Airfield, they were still talking about that and how the site map looked. And like I showed you, the ones for Shepley, they had those. It is hard to read.
Yeah, it is.
And what was the other?
Shepley's is wastewater treatment. AOC 50. That's the airfield. Right?
Yeah. Oh, okay, here it is. This was the one that they talked about quite a bit, and it was because it was, like I said, it was confusing to read, and I wasn't the only one that had a hard time with it. And they talked about all that area, that long area where the airstrip was originally. I guess there was a lot of that foam that they would put down.
Yeah.
So they were still concerned with that area.
Yeah.
And someone spoke to, when you look at that off of the, there's the Nashua River right there.
Yeah.
And then there's those little red areas that are still like little hot spots of concern. So that's something that's being watched, I guess. And they were talking about all of the, what it was like back in the 70s and all the possible contaminants. And then on the other one, the work plan samples that they gave to this AOC, I still am a little confused about where exactly that building, it says O'Reilly Auto Parts. Is this down by
Which AOC
this one,
are you
this
looking?
page, this?
Oh, AOC 32.
Yeah, work plan sample. They're going to be testing. The testing areas are in yellow, and it was of concern because on that area where there's orange striping, that's a zone 2, which I wasn't clear about the
Is this the
zones.
motor pool?
That it can't be. Can it be? Because there's a tire recycling yard.
Yeah,
but
I'm
it says.
looking at- but then there's former gasoline pump house.
But then they said this building is O'Reilly Auto Parts. That wouldn't be on base. I'm thinking more like down by maybe what's the road, the cemetery where this
Bishop Street?
Bishop Road. Is that where you think? Is that where? I'm going to have to Google that. I didn't really get a sense of where that was.
That's a really good question.
But as I said, these yellow areas, they're still testing for the PFOs on that too.
AOC 32.
And the EPA, they
I
said,
don't see a lot.
yeah, there's still arsenic concern at Shepley's, but that's always going to be monitored.
It's always going to be
Always
there.
going to be monitored.
Yeah. It's gonna be around for a while.
The EPA, I guess, is not involved in scoping sampling plan for the effort for these groundwater samplings that they're going to do. It said, but they will review any work related to the long-term study. They're kind of, I guess, not as hands-on as they were at one time. And then I had that question about sharing of information. Are any of our DPW water department people, do they ever? I mean, you don't get invited to these meetings; they're just posted, and I just wondered how.
Yeah, I can't recall if I've seen Board of DPW at
The only
any of the
time
REB meetings.
I remember we had a meeting, and that was to do with some of the businesses that are on the road over here, going down into the
The only reason that I asked,
there, and that was because it was near our Grove Pond wells.
right?
Yeah.
The only reason I asked, and Pam can speak to that at the last meeting that we went to, they had one out of the 4 wells
Yeah.
that had an elevation. I mean, nothing like,
Yeah.
glaring, but
Yeah.
enough where I just wondered if the water department,
Did they say anything about that?
nothing changing, but,
No, okay.
but that really wasn't most of it was the airfield. Yeah, this one.
Right.
This was the one that, the last meeting, the one in red, it showed that one out of the 4 wells, how it was broken down per billion. And
So there was really nothing to do with Shepley's.
no, they
any
just,
of that,
they just showed where they will be testing the site inspection work plan for the main post. And it does mark where the community groundwater wells are. And then Shepley's, like I said, the yellow. They're still testing.
Oh, that's
going to be
gone.
ongoing, yeah. And then at the end of it,
They said O'Reilly?
O'Reilly Auto Parts. For some reason, it wouldn't be on the base.
Because
I
I
don't
just
think
heard
it-
something saying AOC 32, it's in the northeast corner of the main part of the base.
Right. So the northeast corner,
Independence Drive. Let's see. Oh, here we have a map.
the next meeting.
Ah. It might be the old motor pool. Look on.
I couldn't get a sense of it even on this.
It's a distribution
Okay.
center for us now. I wonder if,
Oh, okay. Oh. All right, so there's the Shriver, if you're coming in the Jackson Gate.
yeah,
There's the Shrivers, Antietam, Buena Vista, so it's up in back of Parker.
looks like, yeah. It looks like it's kind of
And
over,
up
like
in,
off
up
from
in there.
the
Oh, you know
Devon's-
what else is up there, I think, is that the recycling, the big recycling
Yeah, that
center.
is up
So
there,
it's
right,
probably
yeah.
zoned that industrial area up there.
Okay.
So anyways,
Okay,
these,
gotcha.
yeah, so I brought that one back to you
Okay.
to look at it more closely than I could look at it and interpret it. And then the next meeting was May
Okay,
4th,
good.
tentatively, and it's going to be up on Devon's.
Okay,
So,
all right, that sounds good.
but yeah, it's really interesting when you sit there and listen to it, knowing and remembering, what it was.
Yeah,
So, but the next steps, they said they were going to conduct additional assessment and how the EPA, would still collect the data but not be as hands-on. Complete a risk assessment for the Devon's consolidated landfill. And then conduct 5 years of additional LTM sampling as outlined in Phase 2, with conclusions in 2021. That
and
date.
this thing is gonna outlive all of us.
Oh, of course it is.
It really
Of course
is.
it
Yeah.
is.
So
Okay,
there's
cool.
all those little
So,
graphs and
I'm
colors.
gonna take this
Yep.
and look at it with my stuff from the last time, my
Uh-huh.
big stack of stuff, and then I'll bring it
Okay,
to the next meeting so you can put it.
okay.
And I still have this
On the
one from the
website.
last meeting too. We should just keep it and refer back. Because this
Yeah,
is the
if
one that had
that's,
that chart.
That would also be good to put.
I think I did, or I
Did you?
put
Did you?
something
Did I
on
give you
there.
that one?
And actually, I think Lori Nearing questioned where it came from and
Oh,
the validity of putting it up. But I think I did the last handout like that.
Yeah.
okay. So
I
yeah,
put
then
up.
you did. Then yeah,
Yeah.
because it's on here. But
Yeah, then that's
Yeah.
probably
that little
okay.
area there.
Yeah, everything I give you to put up that has anything to do with Devon's is stuff from
From the
the
RAD
RAB.
meeting.
That was either
Yeah.
materials
Yeah.
distributed or,
And that's what we told her.
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's not,
Because she questioned where we.
I'm not
found
getting
it.
stuff from any other source,
I know,
but
I
the
know.
No,
RAB
no,
meeting.
she was. Yeah, she was at that meeting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you so much.
No problem. It's a learning curve for me. It's like I'm late to the table in so many ways,
Yeah,
but I'm
as
learning
a
that one,
townie,
you know.
if you keep going, you
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
will find these things really
Yeah,
kind of interesting,
yeah.
because they do make you think back to.
Yeah.
Jane, do you have a copy of the minutes? I don't have a copy myself. I have the one for us to sign, but
Yeah.
it's in there, so.
Do you want
Do you
one?
want a copy of, here?
I want one for myself to
Oh,
keep.
okay, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
All right. Yeah, because it's interesting to think back when I was a little kid, how active all that
And
stuff.
people come and go because
Yeah.
you see, I mean, Laurie and Julia have been
Yeah.
there constantly.
Yeah, they have.
But, you know, you see different people, different boards change,
Yeah.
and people come, people
Yeah.
move on. And
The
Yeah.
DEP and the EPA people,
Those
there's
change
a lot of turnover in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, well, even in the Army consultants.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
there's been a lot of turnover.
Is the date on that one January 9th? that I gave you?
Yes. Oh, that one?
Yeah.
Is that January
Yeah.
9th? Yeah.
Okay.
Minutes of January.
All right. I just wanted to make
Okay.
sure everything was the right one.
And they look, I read them, they look okay to me. I think Mary should look at
Well, I
the
corrected it.
Neshoba write-up.
I
to
did,
make
correct.
sure
I
that
came
that's
in
right.
and, so this would be the corrected one, correct,
I
Jane?
believe so, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And they have the, well, they have had two versions. You had the first version I sent out right away, and then
Yeah, the
corrected
first version
version
was
was
the
the
one
second
I
one.
printed out, and then you gave me.
yeah.
I know.
Now I don't have any version, so
Well, this one, is this the,
when did you
that's the
get
one I
this?
printed that came with that. It
With
came
the package,
Yeah.
last week.
Yeah, it came with the agenda, that and the,
Okay, this is the
yeah.
right one.
And if that all looks good to you, Mary, because I didn't.
Well, like I said, I came in and we worked on it. So this one that I have here with the long quarterly meeting, the one that says that Jim Griffey is a member of the working group for that,
Yes.
that's the correction.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Then I will move that we accept and approve those minutes. Good name.
I second.
Okay, so it was moved and seconded to approve the minutes of January 9th, 2017. Is there any discussion?
No.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
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 All right, aye, okay. Okay. Here's that to sign. So keep this. Alright. Okay. Well, I don't think we need to do anything more on the budget. We turned that in,
Okay.
right? Remember, I went over it the
Yeah.
last time and we were told everything was to stay.
Yep.
You know, no increases in hours, no new staff, etc. So
Yeah.
it was status quo, and I gave what was in the Neshoba Board of Health, and then
Now-
Jim sent over a
Just today, and it might have come in Friday, we got a thing from the Neshoba Associated Boards of Health, putting in writing the changes, and I just handed
right, but
this
it
out.
was what I had given.
Okay.
That was the official
Okay.
thing.
So you've already
That's
used
that.
these
Yeah,
changes. Okay.
yeah. But he sent the official thing in, but because it was due on that last Friday, I gave in and gave the town accountant the copy of what we had voted at the executive board, and then Jim just made it official with his letter that came over. So, and we can
Yep, that
still,
does look good.
yeah, so we can
looks
still
good.
think about anything you want to get in the report.
I think the trash hauler
The trash hauler is a big thing, and
permitting was,
I just signed, I think this was the last one to come in, if I remember.
Yes, the Sullivan, yeah, they're all done.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got them all.
oh, good. Awesome.
Yes, and we
So-
have all the tobaccos too, so we're rocking and rolling.
So
Great.
so we can see that a lot of them did either give it up or merge with somebody else, because I think, remember, Pam, when we were first doing it, we had, about 17 of them, and I think we ended up, it looks like a dozen here.
Yeah, is
But
this not
that's-
right? Or we up at like 16,
Well,
17?
yeah, to
But-
begin with, but remember,
Some disappeared.
I went through and
Yeah.
canvassed the internet. I called over to Devon's. I compiled a really comprehensive
Yeah.
list,
Yeah.
which I worked off of last year, and it took me a lot of,
Yeah.
trouble to do that.
Oh, I know you did a lot of footwork on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so to compile, yes, we had about 20 or so trash haulers,
Yeah.
but of those, as far as I can ascertain, there are about 13 that are, or 12, I don't know, 12 or 13 that are,
Looks like we're 12.
12, okay,
This year,
12
yeah.
active,
Did you sign
In
the
this
copy of the
area.
minutes and give it back?
Is that the same
Okay.
number we had last year?
Yeah.
We had 12 last
Yeah.
year also?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Well, remember
That's
when
what
we
I-
were doing it, we
I think
found out
11
that
maybe.
some of them had
Oh, yeah.
disappeared.
Yeah, yeah.
and we had the people, we've got one new one, and it's trash and, I don't know, from Charlestown, the people that do the post office.
Oh, save
Yeah,
that
Save
stuff.
that stuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're recycling only.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
It said Empire on it, remember? But it said that
Yeah.
stuff, remember
Yeah,
all that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't have a list in front of me.
So that is that.
Yeah.
So
The-
that, I signed that
You
last
can see
one.
that stuff.
This one?
Yeah,
Great.
yeah,
We can do
yep.
the mail, or just maybe before, we just reverse it a minute before we do the mail, if I could just get this bill signed. It's the invoice for the Neshoba Associated Boards of Health.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's always our big one.
Yep, well,
That and having
it's
to pay Jane.
$6,359.78,
free.
if you want
Yeah.
that for your minutes.
The what?
$6,359.78.
Okay.
You could sign those 2 copies and then pass it on. Okay.
2017.
Can't get used to that. Takes a while.
I know.
Yeah, 17 is harder than 16 was,
Hmm.
for some reason. Having a little more trouble.
Okay. Now, on the mail review. So, we have the planning board. And this is all boards. It's a proposed zoning bylaw The Ayer Planning Board invites all members of the following committees and boards to attend an information session conducted by Judy Barrett of RKG Associates. The session will provide an overview of the 2015 proposed zoning bylaw. While this meeting is for information purposes, board and committee chairs are encouraged to post the public meetings for their member benefits. This meeting is open to the public, and they sent it to everybody, the Board of Health, the CPC, Comprehensive Plan Committee, Concom Open Space, Planning Board, Zoning Board of Appeals. So I don't know if anybody wants to go, but Jane, please post it anyway, if you would.
What's the date?
Well, yeah,
And that's this,
again?
that would be Thursday, I believe.
This Thursday.
Yeah.
And
And that's a plan, that's
I'm not
planning.
sure.
And that's it's at 5:30.
26th.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the bylaws that I went over with Jeremy. It seems like forever ago now. The part I would be interested in, except I'm not going to be able to make it because I'm traveling the rest of this week, is that section of the zoning bylaw that has to do with the aquifer district.
Yes.
And how the language is different in theirs versus ours, which is just,
I think it had something to do with the special permit.
it has to do with the special permit granting authority.
Right.
It has to do with, there are some prohibited uses that we have that were not in the draft that I saw, and vice versa. There were several differences.
Which is why we did our health district regulations.
Yeah.
And they can't usurp that.
No, they can't. My hope was always that they would be harmonious, so that it would be a better experience, I guess, for the user, for the resident.
I think if you go back, that's probably why we came up with our health district regulations in the first place.
No, our regulations were out for a long time. This was about a year and a half ago, remember?
But there's been an ongoing discussion,
right,
I think, for
because of
quite
the
a while.
difference between,
Yes.
a
Yeah.
regulation and bylaw, yeah.
And because boards of health, that's what they do, the health
Yeah.
and safety and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard any more on 41
Okay,
East Main either.
yeah.
But if they do, and I believe Jim told me that if they decide to make some significant changes in that, what we approved,
Yeah.
that process would have to start again because
Yeah.
our special permit was based on exactly the language they gave us over the 2 nights
Yeah.
of public hearings. So if they made any significant changes,
Is our special permit, is there, the language in our special permit, is it tied at all to a version of that drawing of the,
it's
Lot
yes, it's
plan.
everything they gave us
Yeah,
here.
okay. Okay,
Exactly, exactly.
Okay.
And I think that would happen anywhere. If you came back after one board got a permit and you substantially changed it,
Yeah,
then
exactly.
you're going to have to go back
Start.
to your original
Yes.
board.
Back to the drawing board.
So that's that. Now, this is an interesting application, and it is for the trailer park on 192 Littleton Road, and it's for chickens, 9 hens and 1 rooster.
A rooster.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And where will they be stored? Inside of the house.
No, that's the manure will be stored.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, the food.
Yeah, and compost bin in the area is in the house. There will be no flies, he says. And his abutters are Troy McNiff, Con Rivers, it's a truck stop, and Donnie Anderson. However, since that is owned by Paul and Brent Ruthier, Brent said he's aware and he gave his consent to Douglas and Alita Bluen to keep 3 chickens.
No, 9. There's another one in there. It's 9. Yeah.
Well,
Originally, that was told 3, and I made it up for
17.
3, and then he came in to sign 9, so I've got the wrong one in there, if that's what it says.
okay.
Yeah, it says on the front, 9 hens, 1 rooster.
Yeah, but I'm looking at
The thing
the other
was-
letter.
Yeah, because I had him come back when I found out it was 9.
Is there any, are there
Rules
any,
of Butters know what a rooster sounds like?
are there any guidelines
I hope they're early risers.
for chickens? I mean, as far as like housing them and,
Yeah, they have to. They have
Very
to have
specific.
adequate, housing. That they're out. They have an area that they can go
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
out of the elements. Their
So,
food has to be stored so that it's not, becoming putrid and nasty
Yeah.
and getting rained on. They have to have a plan to do something with the manure. A lot of people use it in their gardens.
their compost,
Yeah,
in the
compost
garden,
use
yeah,
in the gardens.
yeah.
But there's nothing that says you can't have a rooster. Now, I think this might be our first rooster.
No.
no.
It's not?
No.
We have
no.
roosters in
Oh,
place?
gosh, yes, we've had complaints about it.
Well, yeah, that's, I'm
Yeah,
surprised we
we've
haven't.
had,
Yeah.
we've had complaints, and there's really nothing we can do.
That's right.
Yeah.
We feel like the owners have to put up with roosters as well as the,
Oh, well.
Yeah.
but
So,
sexing chickens is really tough.
tell me why the
Yeah.
letter says 3 that he gave his consent to.
Well, when I first talked to Carlene and she told me about this, I asked her how many chickens were over there, and she said 3. But when they came in with a permit, they have 9. Now, they used to have 3, but they got 9. And so then I had Troy, or not Troy, but I had Brent come back and sign another thing.
But this
saying-
isn't the one I have here. What I have here is the letter that Brent signed.
For 3, I have
For 3.
one that's, there should be one there for 9. I should tear up the other one. That was an error on my part. So that's why.
But the letter isn't here, is what I'm saying.
Well, I have it.
Okay, that's what I want to do
I have
before
it.
I sign this.
I have it,
Before we-
and, there's nothing to sign yet, Mary. I
Okay.
don't think, because, I don't believe Carlene has been over to inspect yet.
Okay, so,
There's nothing to inspect.
all right, so
That's-
she hasn't been there. We've got
No,
all
no.
his drawings.
Yeah.
And, all right, so we'll wait on
Yeah,
it.
look at that. This was curious about.
That's right.
Well,
Street.
hey,
It's
if
not
his
that
owner,
much-
I know.
Close.
His
Very
owner,
good.
Yeah.
the owner gave his permit, so then we have, this is just the mosquito control thing to post information. From that, we get that every year. And this was, we already did this. This was the letter that ran out on the budget process. We had already seen that. And then just a note that says, oh, Pam, your term is up. You need to take out papers.
Yep,
And
I
it's for
got
all,
it. Yeah.
everybody that's running for reelection.
Yeah, I think we all got.
And this is all more budget stuff that we already did that anyway. This was just the official stuff. And this is all okay. All
Those are
right.
just copies of
This
all the
was
letters
what
I
Miss,
sent out
what
to the trash
she
haulers.
had. No, that's the one that Colleen did for that. Okay. And then this is just the the official letter that went out about modern pest control and what they're doing out there on 66 Westford Road.
Let me see. I'm curious of the process more than anything else. Okay, yeah, I did see that.
So there's a door going into the coop, and then this is the area where the chickens can move around. Looks like at least that's up against the truck stop, so that's good. Actually copy the money.
Well, I gave him a receipt.
Okay, and this is, okay. And then this is the quarterly report on inspection of JP Ruthier Tire Recycling Facility. And
Is that the one that has
this is the one that
Yeah, I just should take the other.
he always has proper
Silly me.
compliance
I'll put
there.
it right there.
Okay, thank you.
We got the nine hens in
Okay,
the
you
roost.
found it, all right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can't because they're stapled, but they're all in there.
yeah,
Thanks, Pam.
yeah.
Want to be perfectly
Yeah.
clear, I had him come back.
Yeah, I can tell 2 days apart.
Yeah. Well, I talked to the chicken owner, and he said he didn't originally have 9, but he accrued 9, so that it was fine with him.
9.
Yeah.
Okay, and these are just all the permits that came in for the solid waste. Then we have a Ayer Animal Medical Center notice of a possible exposure to rabies. This was on the 5th of this month. And it was a cat that was 9 years old.
Is it got exposed or that hit somebody?
A bit.
Oh,
Somebody,
okay.
yeah, exposure. Okay. And then this is the third-party inspection report for the Ayer sludge landfill. By inspection, and our town engineer did it. So this is what they do. This is I don't see anything here. This was that was done earlier this year. So that's pretty much that. So we've done all the tobacco stuff, we've done the bills, we've done the mail review, we've finished with all the permits and everything, so I think we're good on that.
Yeah.
Can you think of anything you want to bring up for the next meeting?
The emails, I'm sure you got too, from, let me see if I can get them on this machine, I might not be able to. It was, this is gonna be horrible because I'm not really gonna know. It's something about the emergency planning and, you know, if you need more stuff, the window, I think, was closing for getting additional stuff.
We have
don't do
more
that anymore.
stuff. We could,
Yeah, I
we have
thought
so
was
much
simplified.
stored.
PHEP purchases,
Yeah.
final purchases.
We don't-
So
we
we're
don't.
kind of out of that.
Believe me, we would run out of storage space.
Okay.
We're out of that loop.
Yeah, and I did
Yeah,
see
remember?
that Bridget's, the
Yeah.
Bridget is copied, so.
Yeah.
Just,
But remember when we were looking to get things,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we have
yeah,
more stuff than probably some bigger places do.
yeah. So that was the only thing that caught my eye that I thought, because I guess if we want or need anything, the request needs to be in by
No,
Friday, but I
no.
think we're all set.
The only other thing that I did ask Bridget, because remember we had discussed and she had mentioned a whole bunch of new food code things coming up. What it was is, I guess they said, the state likes wordy.
Yeah,
Yeah. Very wordy.
yeah,
And there was a ton of new proposed regulations. So then you had a comment period. So the comment period ended last week. So now, apparently, the way she explained it to me, legal people will look at it. And whatever the final thing was,
and it's gonna get even wordier.
it probably will get wordier. And that the new regs will probably be at the start of the new fiscal year, which will be July 1st.
Okay. Okay.
And as far as, Tricia, I did ask, you had asked about this new marijuana retail stuff. And if you've been following it in the paper, of course, the state delayed the implementation for 6 months.
Right.
Yeah.
It was supposed to start January 1st, 2018.
Yeah.
Now they're looking to try to make some other changes, and the petitioners are very upset about
Yeah.
that. Your question was a good one. Do we have to come up with a new zoning area, and will it be regulated, like you said, will it be like liquor licenses,
Yeah,
where you'll only have so many? I've
Yeah.
seen more different suggestions
Yeah.
from different towns. I think it's going to be a very confused thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. So we'll just kind of be prepared to see if anything, but that again would be something, it would be a zoning thing, and of course the planning board
Yeah.
has to come up with something, and if I hear any more at a
Yeah.
a
I think it'll still
selectmen's
be
meeting.
unsettled for a little while.
Yeah. Well, the thing
Yeah.
is, though, we did well when John Hillier opened here
Yeah.
because, number one, we had had time
Yeah.
and plenty of meetings to come up with an area.
Yeah.
And everything was smooth because we had the time. We didn't drop the ball. The state
Yeah.
is the one that dropped the ball, and that's why it took him so long
Yes.
to get anything. They
That's for sure.
Right.
sat back and it was like, duh.
Yeah, I know.
And they were supposed to approve, 5 in each county, and they only did like 3 in the first year. It was a mess. But we did ours, and our part was fine. So,
Well, I think I read there's another delegation going out to Colorado. and-
another trip.
Yeah, so
We don't call it a trip. We call it fact finding.
that's right. It's,
I'm
yes,
learning
it's
all the
investigation.
term. Yes, yes.
Well, speaking of new regulations, I heard something new at the vet today, which Carleen doesn't enforce the rabies. That's the animal control officer, and then, of course, the town clerk looks at the rabies certificates when they give the licenses. But my vet told me when I was there today with one of my dogs that Massachusetts, which I knew, used to have a very, very strict deal with rabies for dogs, where you have to vaccinate a dog under 1 year old only gets a 1 year rabies. And then once they're more than a year old, they start getting 3 years rabies. If you are 1 day late on the 3 year rabies renewal, your dog goes back to the 1 year, and then they have to get a 3 year.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Apparently that has now changed. So rabies is no longer, just for people's information, it's no longer, you don't turn into a pumpkin anymore at midnight, the night that your 3 year rabies runs out. There's now a little bit of leeway there.
Oh, okay.
So.
I thought you were going to say it was something bad and more confusing. I was going to think we didn't
No,
need
it
that.
looks like it actually got more reasonable.
Oh, good
So,
Lord.
Yeah.
That is a little more reasonable.
Yeah, it is.
Go
I have a
ahead.
question. I wanted to attend that meeting for the dog park, the planning that's on February 1st, because now that I don't have any dogs, I'd like still have my
yeah.
hand in it somehow.
Yeah.
But I was thinking about that, how that wouldn't have anything to do with us, the waste. And because I've been to a lot of dog parks, and when you pick up after your dog and you
Yeah.
have certain, receptacles for all
Yeah.
of this. And that would be the DPW, or would it be the park? Well, I'll find out when we get there, but
Yeah, but it's a really, really good question.
yeah,
It's been a problem in other communities.
Yes.
right.
People
Exactly.
haven't adhered to that.
I mean, I think it could become a Board of Health issue if it really becomes,
Rampant, or
a real mess. There's a thing I just read about in the paper this morning that's going on in Kentucky where the very fundamentalist old order Amish are upset because there's a new law that says you have to, on a horse, have a collection
Bun
bag.
bag.
Yeah,
Oh,
bun
really?
bag.
Oh,
And that they say is not, it's too modern, it's too of this world, so that they say it's against their religion. But the tie-in is, I noticed that they said that this law had been enacted by the boards of health because it was a tie-in to the dog, droppings regulations, and trying to cut down on that because there had been so many complaints about not only dogs, but apparently in this area, horses
Well,
as well. I don't think we have a horse problem, but I think it's something that
Well,
needs to.
I mean, certainly it shouldn't be the responsibility
No,
of
no.
the DPW. This is going to be,
It's a-
but they haven't even started that yet.
right. The meeting is February 1st. There's a planning meeting, and they're looking for volunteers and things. I just
Yeah,
wanted to
they
go
mentioned
see.
it
I'm going
because
to try to go to that too.
Yeah.
we have to put there was a grant, but there was a certain amount, I think it's $20,000 that the town has to put in for certain things. So you and I don't remember all the particulars because when I saw 20,000 on the capital plan, I said, wait a minute, I thought that was a lot of times grants you have to put a certain participation in, and this was for stuff that we need to put in there and the kind of gravel and stuff. But he did say that they were going to be looking for volunteers
Yes.
when they get that done. And like I said, I think it was, I don't want to quote, I think at first in Lowell, they had some initial problems because of people not taking care of their waste and for just kind of letting the dogs run loose and not paying any attention. And they had some problems, I believe, initially in Billerica that they straightened out. So, but that's on the agenda for this year to get that done.
Yeah.
So,
Good. Okay.
So we'll just have the usual things unless something comes up for the next meeting, and
I think so.
and by then we could be wearing we're the Super Bowl champs shirts.
Yeah.
We could be. Or boards of health throughout the country may have been dissolved by presidential executive order. We don't know.
I don't think that. I don't think that
Anything
at
can
all.
happen.
Anything
I don't
can
think
happen.
that at all.
Believe
All
me.
right. Yeah, on that cheerful note, I'll make a move that we adjourn for the evening.
Yeah,
What time?
6:27. That's close enough.
Seconded.
All in favor?